Hey everyone, smartphones, of course, they've become a staple in our day-to-day lives. Part necessity, part full-fledged addiction for some. It's no wonder that smartphone design continues to push boundaries. It was at one time mind-boggling to think that a cell phone could even take pictures. Well, join me for today's video. I'm gonna count down the top 15 most unusual smartphone concepts. Number 15. Dross Phone, a phone that folds. Since we do almost everything on our smartphones, including watching movies and TV shows, we often want a fairly decently sized screen. However, carrying around a phone with a big screen, that can get cumbersome. No one wants to lug around a phone with a giant screen, but no one wants to watch movies on a tiny screen either. So what's a smartphone user to do? Well, the Dross Phone concept attempts to solve that problem. This phone is a foldable phone that features a flexible screen. The screen doesn't have a solid frame around it, so you can fold and morph the screen as you see fit. The phone can be unfolded when the user wants to check things like social media or watch a movie, and then when the phone's not in use, it can be folded back up to make it really compact and easy to carry around. In fact, when it's folded, it's small enough to fit in your pocket, so this phone checks all the boxes when it comes to portability. It's marketed as a truly foldable smartphone. The Dross Phone is both unusual and revolutionary. Number 14. The Zenko S Pen, part pen, part phone. The Zenko S Pen has been called the world's thinnest mobile phone, although it deserves another title too, the phone that looks most like a pen. The first noteworthy part of the phone is, of course, its small design. This design makes the pen really portable, which is a key factor in smartphones. It also has a few other cool functions. It's actually a combination of a phone, a Bluetooth headset, a phone recorder, a laser pointer, and yep, you guessed it, a stylus pen. So no need to search for a pen if you have this phone in your pocket. And no need to search for a phone while you're using this as a pen. Smartphones have a long way to go in their size and portability, but the S Pen is really in a league of its own. However, it's important to note that the Zenko S Pen isn't meant to completely replace your actual cell phone. It's only meant to be used as an additional phone in conjunction to your smartphone. It's sort of like a smartphone accessory, except that it's still a phone. So it's a smartphone companion that's also a smartphone. Number 13. NEC Flip Phone, three-way display. Want to watch three things at once or check your email on one screen while you scroll through social media and put in an Amazon order all at the same time? Well, with the NEC Flip Phone, you can do exactly that. This unusual phone features a triple display that can be flipped around or folded out depending on the needs of the user. So the phone kind of pops out like a tent and it collapses into a curved state and folds like a little book. The phone redefines portability and compact design, but unlike other phones that are focused on portability, this phone doesn't compromise on any smartphone features. The phone even has a full keyboard so users can type easily on the phone. The screens are connected by soft steel mesh hinges that allow the device to morph itself into a number of different configurations. Some of the other boast-worthy applications are that two different people can watch two different things at once or even play a game against each other on the same device. And because of its three-way design, it doesn't even need a stand to help it sit on the table. What's the drawback though? Well, three screens means this unusual little phone will use up a lot of battery, a minor flaw that hasn't been addressed yet. However, in the NEC Flip Phone, it's also got some pretty cool advantages over other boring flat phones. Number 12. The Cat S60, the superhero phone. Smartphones are continually pushing the boundaries when it comes to applications. There was once a time when the thought of watching TV on a phone seemed incredibly science fiction and futuristic. But as technology progresses, so do potential smartphone applications. The Cat S60 has something pretty unusual that other phones don't: integrated thermal imaging. The creators have stated that the Cat S60 is the world's first phone with a built-in thermal camera. This means the phone's able to detect heat leakage in rooms, overheating in electric wires, and measure the temperature in various spaces. It also means that users can see in the dark and through smoke. See where I'm going with this? It's a firefighting phone. Well, not really, but it could be extremely useful for firefighters, as it can give them information from their phones. In addition to its extraordinary heat-detecting abilities, it's also drop-proof. The phone has super strength in die-cast frame and Gorilla Glass, so the phone can withstand a fall from a height of up to 7 feet, which is higher than the average person's drop. And it's waterproof too. The phone can be left at a depth of 16 feet for an hour and it won't get damaged. The Cat S60, it's really unlike any other phone around. It's part phone, part superhero. Number 11. Light Phone 2, a bare bones approach. Studies have shown that some people check in with their social media dozens of times per day. For some, updating or checking social media has become an almost subconscious act. They just do it naturally without even thinking about it. But there is a need for people to just shut it off sometimes, to give the mind and eyes a well-needed rest. But when we shut off our phones, we can miss out on important calls or texts. So what's a person to do? Well, the Light Phone 2 has recognized this problem and it offers a solution. It's an unusual phone because it doesn't come with any normal phone features like social media. The phone doesn't even have an internet browser, so users literally can't check in with social media or read clickbait news or even browse the web. This phone harkens back to the original intentions of phones, calling and texting. The phone has Bluetooth and a headphone jack too, so if you're someone obsessed with all the fast-paced applications of normal smartphones and want to take a break from it all without missing out on phone calls, then the Light Phone 2 offers that respite. However, it is hard to overlook that this phone has somehow gone backwards in the forward race for smartphone technology. Hence those mixed reviews on internet reviews which users of the Light Phone 2 don't have access to. Number 10. Nubia Alpha, the phone with an identity crisis. Is it a phone? Is it a watch? Is it a smartwatch? Well, it's kind of all three. It's a smartphone watch. If you're tired of carrying around your cell phone in your hand, then this might be the cell phone for you. The Nubia Alpha smartphone is designed to be worn like a watch, and with its sleek design, it's clearly meant to look futuristic. The phone features a long, narrow screen that literally wraps around your wrist when you put it on. And although your mind might go to a smartwatch when you see this phone, the Nubia Alpha distinguishes itself from a smartwatch by the size of its screen. A screen which is also scratch-resistant, so you can wear the phone around the clock, according to its website. In reality, it's more of a smartwatch-smartphone hybrid, but it lacks a lot of apps for it to be a truly functioning smartphone. It does have a pretty good camera though, according to sources, and the flexible screen can sit at different angles depending on how tightly you wear it. In any case, props to the designers for attempting to make a wearable smartphone, even if this particular one falls a little short by full smartphone standards. Number 9. Kyocera Roughrea, the bath time buddy. As our reliance on smartphones have grown, so have the requirements of what we really need from our phones. The ability to take pics? Yep. Portable design? Yes. And of course, water resistance. We take our phones virtually everywhere, including the beach, swimming pools, and water parks. A lot of phones will give indications as to how long they will remain water resistant. But how water resistant the phone isn't perfectly clear. The Roughrea by Kyocera, who is known for tough phones, has created a really water-resistant phone. As in, you can wash the phone with soapy water and not damage it at all. Well, why does this matter? Well, because you can literally take the phone into the bathtub or the shower with you and not worry about dropping it. This is the first phone in the world that has done tests specifically for soapy water. It might seem like a small thing, but knowing you can bring your phone into the bath with you seems to appeal to a lot of people. Number 8. CocaCola Phone, calling all pop cans. Coca-Cola is one of the most iconic and beloved soda drinks in the world, so playing on that deep-rooted love, the designers of the CocaCola Phone have created the world's smallest soda can phone, known as the mini Coca-Cola smartphone. This little baby can load up dual SIM cards and it's got a 32-gig memory card. And although it's small, it's got a built-in camera. Yeah, it looks like a toy phone at first glance, but the Coca-Cola Phone isn't playing around here. It is a fully functioning phone. In fact, the features it has are pretty impressive given its size. It can be used as a Bluetooth dialer and boasts a music player, an alarm, camera, audio recorder, as well as some other features. Plus, it's so small it can fit in your pocket. The official name of this phone is the Satrend K8 Mini, but Coca-Cola Phone just sounds cooler. In any case, the phone really does look like a tiny pop can, so if cuteness is something you look for in a phone, then the Coca-Cola Mini Phone was designed for you. Now if it could only dispense real Coca-Cola. Number 7. Servo R25 Mobile Phone, the phone that never dies. Battery charge is a constant struggle for all cell phone users. We'd be hard-pressed to find someone who hasn't had their phone die on them during an important time. Just imagine if you never had to worry about your phone's battery life again. Well, with the Servo R25 phone, that time might be closer than you think. This phone has a 6,000 mAh battery, and that might sound like an exaggeration, but it's not. battery on this phone will literally last for days based on an average use. The specs state that the battery has a 90-hour life, so worries about your phone dying would be few and far between. And although a phone with crazy long battery life is unusual, this phone features something else that's on the unusual side. The phone also has built-in TWS earphones, so you don't have to worry about losing them and having to re-buy them. The earphones have their own special little compartment on the top of the phone, which sort of begs the question, how was this not invented before? Having the ability to store your earbuds right in your phone is kinda brilliant. The phone also has a built-in power bank function as well as an FM radio, but it's really all about that crazy long battery life and built-in earphones with this unique phone concept. Number 6. ZTE Hawkeye Eye Control. Imagine being able to control your phone without touching it. Alright, so there are voice command-equipped phones already, but the ZTE Hawkeye takes smartphone technology to a whole new level. This phone boasts a lot of cool features, like the phone's ability to attach to any vertical surface thanks to its special cover, but the most unusual feature is the phone tracking ability. This phone has eye-tracking sensors so the user can control the smartphone without really touching the screen and without using their voice. The ZTE Hawkeye can be controlled through eye movements. Also known as Project CSX, the company started a Kickstarter campaign to raise money for the phone but was unable to reach that goal. The company does claim, though, it pushes the boundaries, thinks outside the box, and paves new paths to deliver user phones that they actually want. Having a phone that can stick pretty much any surface is pretty cool, but having a phone that you can control with your eyes, well, it just seems too next level to fully appreciate. Although this does beg the question, when will they make phones that we can control with our minds? Number 5. The Golden Buddha Phone for serious business women. For those who love all things gold, then perhaps this bizarre phone will fill your gold-lusting appetite. The Golden Buddha Phone appeared in 2009, and people were quick to point out its resemblance to a makeup compact, that and the gaudy gold design. The clamshell phone boasted Buddhist styling centered around a symbol of divinity and spirituality. It had a 2-inch screen, dual SIM support, and a 1.3 megapixel camera. The phone was designed by China Vision, and the finish was actually a 24-karat gold-plated finish. The phone also had a pearled powdered lacquer coating. The website boasted that the phone was the single best phone for successful businesswomen that want to announce their elite status to the world. Well, I don't know about all that, but pulling out this iconic phone on public transport will surely announce something. Oddly enough, you can actually still find some of these bad boy Buddha phones around, although they have a closed-sourced operating system that you can't install any of your own apps on. The phone does have a virtual prayer room though, which is an extremely unusual feature absent from other phones around the world. Plus, they're pretty pricey, and according to sources, they won't work in Canada, the US, nor Mexico. However, if you're in the market for a gold phone with a built-in virtual prayer room that doesn't work in North America, then here you go. You're welcome. Number 4. Project Ara, a concept bust. Not all concept designs come to fruition. Some simply go bust long before they reach any sort of manufacturing plant. That's exactly what happened to Project Ara. The project was meant to consist of hardware modules that would provide common smartphone parts like displays, processors, batteries, cameras, and the like. The theory was that users could swap out parts to upgrade their phones instead of buying new phones. This would in turn reduce electronic waste. By 2016, the concept was updated though and consisted of a base phone that didn't have upgradable components, with modules that provided supplemental features. The concept was developed by Google and was originally headed by the Advanced Technology and Projects team of Motorola Mobility. Google claimed that the smartphones were going to be used by 6 billion people and the base phone would cost around $50. Google also claimed that Project Ara would lower the entry barrier for phone hardware manufacturers, so there could be hundreds of thousands of developers. The only part that Google would manufacture would be the frame. All the modules, called endos, would be manufactured by others. The frames would come in 3 sizes, mini, medium, and large, so users could choose how big they wanted their phones to be. The endos would be normal cell phone things like cameras and speakers, but they could also be customized and specialized, like medical devices, receipt printers, laser pointers, and game controller buttons, to name a few. However, the project never came to fruition, and it was widely criticized from the start. Critics pointed out that endos would likely change the size and functionality of the phone, and the concept never really got off the ground. Admittedly, it does sound pretty weird, like some sort of Lego phone, although the intentions were good. The failure of Project Ara just goes to show that some concepts are best left as concepts, and no one wants a build-your-own-phone device. Number 3. The Nothing Phone 1. It's hard to know what to expect from a phone called Nothing, but the Nothing Phone 1 has certainly created some waves on social media, so despite its name, its reception has been anything but nothing. The phone originally had a code name, Space War, and it was announced on January 27, 2021. But one of the company's co-founders, Carl Pei, who actually left the company months prior, the Nothing company had a pretty clear goal to remove barriers between people and technology to create a seamless digital future. The Nothing phone was actually the second product announced by the company. The first was the Nothing Ear. The company had a partnership with Qualcomm, and the first prototype was unveiled in March 2022 at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. However, the phone wasn't released until July of 2022 during an online event. It's got a transparent design similar to its Ear product. And given its transparency, you can actually see the internal components of the phone, all 400 of them. It's similar to an iPhone 12 in that it has flat sides, but the truly unique component of the Nothing phone is the LED lights. The phone has 900 small LEDs on the back of the phone. These lights use the glyph interface to make the lights light up in sync with the phone's sound. They also showed a phone's charging status, and furthermore, the frame of the phone is comprised of recycled aluminum and plastic pieces that are made from recycled materials. The phone's powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor and boasts an impressively quick charging time. It can go from 0 to 50% charge in just 30 minutes and can reach a full charge in 70 minutes. The software is Nothing OS, which is based on the Android operating system, and the intention is for the operating system to connect and integrate all Nothing products. The phone was met with mixed reviews and ratings, and rightfully so, because the phone, its design, and its name are a tad bit confusing. Number 2. The OnePlus Concept Phone, Color-Changing Glass. Every day there are breakthroughs and advancements in technology, so it should come as no surprise that new technologies are constantly being applied to smartphones. Smartphones are, after all, an essential device for most people throughout their day. The OnePlus Concept Phone was first unveiled at CES 2020 and is the first phone to ever use the color-shifting glass technology, also known as electrochromic glass technology. This technology gives the phone an invisible camera. The concept phone also marks a breakthrough in smartphone color, material, and finish designs according to its creators. More specifically, the glass of the phone uses organic particles to create changes in transparency. Electrochromic glass is comprised of 2 panels that have the color-shifting material between them. But seeing as this is a cell phone, the designers went to great lengths to ensure that the glass was super thin but not overly fragile. The result is that the glass that covers the camera lens can instantly shift from black to completely clear. So when the camera is not in use, it's hidden, giving the phone a clean and unbroken finish. The designers spent more than 8 months designing this phone and tried hundreds of different variations before they found the one that worked. The glass can transition in as little as 0.7 seconds, which is faster than it takes the phone to fully activate, and it takes little to no power for the glass to transition. But wait, there's more. The unusual color-shifting glass isn't just for aesthetics. The glass also doubles as a built-in polarizing filter for the camera, so users can snap sharper, clearer pictures on their phone, especially under strong light. The phone's design was in collaboration with McLaren, and the inspiration came from McLaren's 720S luxury sports car. The sports car has a glass roof panel that can alter its tint and control the amount of light allowed through. And the phone also integrates both glass and leather, the same leather that's used in McLaren's cars. The leather covers the back of the phone, giving users a luxurious tactile experience while holding this phone. So the phone is sleek, luxurious, and technologically advanced, although it's hard to believe that this was done just so you can see the tiny camera lens on the phone. According to comments on the designer's website, though, people are all for this gorgeous camera-hiding concept phone. Number 1. The LG G Flex, the self-healing phone. Alright, so this next phone does what science has been working hard to get people to do. It heals itself. Yep, the LG G Flex has a pretty big flex. It claims it can heal itself from everyday wear and tear. But before we talk about that, let's look at some of the other features, because the phone boasts quite a few unique things. The phone has a headset that's coated with a self-healing material. It also has a flexible display, too. The phone has a polycarbonate shell and it's been highly praised for its design. It's got a subtle curvature, and the power button is on the back of the phone below the camera, and the power button has an LED lamp that's used as a notification device. But undeniably, the most useful feature of this phone is its ability to heal itself. When the phone was first unveiled, it was even likened to X-Men's Wolverine, which are some pretty big shoes to fill on the self-healing front. Apparently, the coating on the phone heals scratches, although it doesn't completely get rid of them. It does seem to make them far less visible, though, according to sources. Now, the coating is said to be far more effective in warmer climates, so maybe don't expect too much if you find yourself on an Antarctic trek. And how well this phone can actually heal itself is still up for debate. The phone has been heavily scrutinized by critics, with some claiming that its self-healing properties are a boast that the phone doesn't actually live up to. But in any case, given the amount of wear and tear that most phones go through, a phone that could, in theory, revitalize itself and keep that new and shiny look, it's not just unusual, it's actually pretty cool, which is why the LG G Flex smartphone has earned the top spot on this list of the 15 most unusual smartphone concepts. I'll see you next time.
Watch our future playlist for more top 15 videos about the future. Sit back, relax, and binge watch all of our best future-related videos.